Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Vanlife Village. Right. I really love the vibe of Outfound right now. Again, people are just so genuine if you just start the conversation with them. And I was just meeting these people that shoot Polaroids. They're like ballers. Showing your ass, dude. What? But yep, going inside. Day 2 at Outfound, and we've got some people attending. I'm pretty stoked about that. The day kicked off with a series of awesome speakers saying inspiring things.
One of my theories about risk is that it is something that you can train and get better at.
Oh snap.
We got your cameras getting ready. We can have a wipe out here. Oh, not the tree!
Ah! I love these guys. They're insane. Got some windsurfing. Again, I'm not somebody that traditionally has been an outdoor enthusiast my life. And getting to know these people that are so embracing of just challenging their bodies to do incredible things and face fear as much as they do almost on the daily, even in the most casual way. It's inspiring. And it's kind of also this like what am I doing with my life? Just hanging out with the camera all day long. Like, I think I'm taking risks, but these people are like literally risking injury and stuff every day. Pretty nuts.
Let's do a little talk, kind of outlined on this paper. Tell some stories about our own little adventures. And then I think it'd be really good if everyone takes a walk around and maybe checks out all the other vans. Do you guys want to sit?
Yeah.
We learned a lot when we got on the road from our community, and we really look to our community to keep learning.
It's really important that we all kind of tune into our own version of van life. On social media, it's very romanticized, and it's easy to see like a little square and feel inspired and be like, oh, this is what van life looks like. But when we ask ourselves why, we can dive deeper and create a clearer vision for ourselves as individuals, and then like unify it together in community. Yes, like we all have a van, and yes, these vans are bringing us together, but it represents something that's in the human psyche, essentially. It's adventure, it's change, it's growth, it's evolution from a scientific perspective, and the vans just symbolize that. So it's really important to find a van that works for you, and know that it's just the vehicle to take you on a journey, essentially. For us, it's been a lot of like making the space and the time to see clearly what we're doing. So we're very, very busy. So how do we make that space and time? How do we actually create a clear vision that's unique to us, that is like kind of the merging of like our skill sets and our passions?
Here are the highlights of advice on topics both large and small for the average van lifer.
So I had this big vision of getting to Sedona, Arizona after we got on the road. I wanted to go mountain biking. And so I'm like, Emily, we got to get there. We're going to drive, and we're going to drive through snowstorms in Texas, which I didn't know it snowed in Texas, found that out. We're driving through, and we're cruising, we're going up to Albuquerque. Albuquerque sits at 7,000 feet. And at this point, I'm pretty new to a Vanagon. I don't know that Vanagons get altitude sickness. You need to assess how big you need your battery to be to power what you're going to power. And there's a simple equation on our sheet. Volts times amps equals watts. And with that equation, you can literally go through and figure out how big of a battery you're going to need depending on how much you're going to draw from that battery. Something to think about when you're going down this road. There's 3 ways to charge it. You can have an isolator and combiner, which essentially is a unit that sits between the positive terminal of your starting battery and the positive terminal of your auxiliary battery. Every time you turn your van on, the alternator is going to charge both of those batteries. A lot of people ask us, like, so where do you camp? And our goal in life is to be out in National Forest or BLM. Does everyone here knows what National Forest and BLM is? You've never done it? Never been out there before?
Really?
That's our goal, but like we end up definitely sleeping in cities sometimes. And we find the best way to do that is you find a big fence in a nice neighborhood, pull in at 10 o'clock, leave at 7. Then, you know, we've definitely spent time with friends, driveways, campgrounds, cool, but they add up, Walmarts. And like most businesses that stay open for 24 hours allow you to sleep there. We have an app called All Stays, which I totally recommend. It shows pretty much every single campground, Walmart rest station in the whole country or the whole continent. I think it's important to talk about making sure that if you're getting involved in this, is that you understand that you do have a lot of power with this, and you should be respected, and you should be treated fairly in terms of pay and what people ask of you. And there's a real simple way to equation do this to figure out like just the financial reward. And it's essentially you take like your followers, you divide it by 1,000, times it by 5. And that is based on marketing standards called CPMs, cost per 1,000 impressions. So that is pretty much an accepted number throughout the marketing. When people are coming to you, especially, they understand that you are good at sharing. Like that, you've created a niche for yourself. And sharing in your way and is gonna get across to your audience a lot better than being influenced by a company saying they need it done a certain way.
Where's my office now? Just finished their wrap-up of a Vanlife workshop. Incredible. There was a live stream of it. If you didn't catch it on Instagram, I'm sure hopefully we'll do some kind of recording of it, but probably one of the best talks of the movement that I've seen, and I've seen a couple of great talks because I've gone to a couple of great gatherings. But anyways, again, there's just tons of insight and information out there for anybody that's interested in the van life, diving in, and I think that if you are, just go for it, honestly.
Wingtip to wingtip.
Gonna be like doing the van life thing, doing the outdoor sport thing. This is like one of the best short film program blocks I've ever been a part of. Blockchain. So it's like got my filmmaker, but I love Outfound. Big secret, Outfound fucking rocks. In our last moments of the van life village, we learned the beauty of the cinnamon roll hug.
You're gonna turn into me?
Okay.
And then we're just gonna keep turning. And then everybody goes. Switch it. Oh shit, alright, he's out. Yeah, come in. Watch the camera.
on a whim, all of us decided to drive to Bagby Hot Springs, which is this beautiful hot springs out past Portland toward Bagby, and it was pretty insane because we kind of got the wrong directions, or the GPS went a little bit weird. This is where GPS like fell short with us, and we actually took 3 of the oldest vehicles off-road for about 10 miles. PJ was jumping into like big huge puddles and stuff I never thought I'd drive PJ through, and yet we got it done, and now we're in this beautiful space. Look at this. It's just great. Like, this is what you can wake up to. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Another van life gathering had found its end, but there was still much more story left to experience on the next Ron Van Life. Remember that guy at the center of the cinnamon roll hug? Well, his name is Josh, and I met back with him to learn his story and meet his amazing family. We get pretty naked, both emotionally and quite literally.